Day, November 3rd. Make sure you get out there and vote. Vote early, vote often. Whatever you do, make sure you exercise that franchise to vote. Larry Ridley here, Esports Extra, the only live call-in sports show talking traditional sports, esports, and gaming. We'll take your phone calls today. Live here, 877-853-5247. Meeting ID is Esports Extra. That is 377-678-9872 at the pound button twice to join the show. Let's come on in here today. We want a little 3-on-3 today. Larry Ridley here. That's my TV, little NBC Sports, little Mad NFL, little NBA 2K League. I got the Broskis with me today, a small gaggle, if you will. Got OG out there in Ohio. Snoopy, hang on. What's up with you, OG?
Nothing much, man. Should had to cut the heat on, knock the chill off in here.
What?
It's been chilly in Ohio lately. I mean, it's normally cool, but when it gets to the 40s, 50s,
yeah,
it was kind of chilly. So
you're gonna look up in like January and be like, man, I wish it was 40 or 50 degrees.
So, yeah, buddy.
And of course, we got D-Dubs, Derwin Worrell, fellow sportscaster, all around good guy, good husband, good father, and he lives in Carnoustie. What's up, D-Dubs?
Doing great in Canarsie, Brooklyn.
Carnoustie? Where's that at? Brooklyn?
Brooklyn, baby.
Where's Carnoustie at then?
I don't know where Carnoustie is. I don't know where that place is. Wait for you to tell me.
I know, right? Derwin Worrell, D-Dubs. Guys, good Tuesday to you guys here. Got the club going up on a Tuesday. We're going to get in and out. Let's get out of here by 8 o'clock. I think we will because there's only 3 of us here. We're talking NFL, of course, the 2 Monday night games last week. Of course, COVID pushing things back the last 2 or 3 weeks. So we had 2 Monday night games last night. We'll talk about both of those. Cam Newton, I like what I'm seeing from Cam Newton. Did not play well. I don't think it's entirely his fault. Didn't practice. I think they only had 1 practice in 2 weeks. Although the Titans played well with only 1 practice.
Exactly.
But the Patriots offense, look, the receivers ain't good. I still think they're going to win 10 or 11 games.
Same receivers that Tom Brady had last year.
Yeah, and they didn't go anywhere.
They went to the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to make
it. They won over 10 games.
They won 12 games. Yeah, they will.
Okay, I mean, so we'll see if Cam can win 10 games.
But I mean, but he had institutional knowledge. He is the system. Yeah, so what do you think? They're going to win 3 games, 4 games? Is that what you're doing?
Well, they only got 2 right now, and I think they're going to lose this Sunday.
You think so? Okay, they possibly could. Where do you got them at? You said 7 wins, right? Something like that?
Yeah, I think 7-9, something like that.
7-9? You still want that bet? I'll take it any day of the week.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Okay, what do you want to bet?
I don't know what I want to bet yet, but
okay, you ain't serious then.
I am serious. They're not listen. They're not getting 10 wins. I'm serious about that.
Okay, all right, okay. We're gonna find out. Clips hired Ty Lue. Well, we'll get into that. Talk a little association. World Series starting up tonight here in about 1 hour. I think first pitch, 8:11, if I'm not mistaken,
yes.
Derwin? Something like that. See, Derwin knows. He's a sportscaster. He's all into that stuff. All into facts and things of that nature. Don't let them fool you, though, Derwin. Doc Emmerich retiring, of course, the voice of, for me, of course, playoff hockey, Stanley Cup playoff hockey, Stanley Cup final. He's gone, got in sports. We'll definitely get into that. Kyle Larson, we got into this huge debate back in, what was it, April or May? I think it was April when he had that simulation NASCAR sort of event there. He's been reinstated. We'll talk about that. Juju Smith-Schuster, the fabulous Steelers wide receiver, young wide receiver, big in the gaming and esports space. He's got a team today. His guy actually reached out to us. We're going to talk to one of his guys tomorrow or Thursday to see what we can do as far as maybe doing something with him, because I met Juju at an event when I did the Steelers Club Championship a couple of years ago at Heinz Field. So we'll get into that. And, of course, Compete Forever on Black News Channel, episode 21 this weekend. It was the Foxwoods Winter Series. I believe it was the final event we did. Madden event we did before the pandemic was in February. We did do a 2K event after that, but the final Madden event we've done live before everything went virtual earlier this year. So that's going to run this weekend. All right, guys, let's get started. We'll take your phone calls, 877-853-5247. Meeting ID, Esports Extra, no S, 377-678-9872 at the pound button twice to join the show. Guys, Chiefs, Bills last night. Chiefs didn't have to depend on the MVP from 2018, the Super Bowl MVP from last year, Patrick Mahomes. Pedestrian numbers for him, a couple of touchdowns. Fastest quarterback to throw 90 touchdowns in NFL history, past Dan Marino. I think Dan Marino did it in 40 games. I think he's done it in 37 or 38, so a little bit quicker than Dan Marino. The running game was stout last night. Josh Allen, all this talk about MVP the last 2 games, when he's got like 4 or 5 picks, hasn't looked good. The offense only averaging around mid-teens, 15, 16 points a game. Your thoughts here on Chiefs and Bills? Chiefs look like the real deal. Want to focus on the Bills. Are the Bills going to win the AFC East? Do you still think that they are the team to beat in that division? We'll start with you, OG.
I mean, I think so. I mean, you run into the Chiefs. I mean, that's like your evaluation board. I mean, what's impressive about Mahomes getting to that touchdown mark. I mean, the add to that is that Marino didn't really have a running game. Like they didn't run. Like when he quarterbacked, they never really had a good running game.
I had the Mark brothers, Clayton and Duper, man.
Yeah, Mahomes have had a running game, and still been able to throw a ton of touchdown passes. So that's pretty impressive. But I think the Bills will be pretty good. I mean, they got ran over last night. I mean, Mahomes didn't have to do too much, but I mean, Clyde Edwards, man, and he a load, man, and they gotta contain him. He can't run up, can't get pounded on the ground like that.
Well, he has been a little inconsistent. First game or two didn't play well. I know didn't run very well against the Patriots, only like 20 or 30 yards. But the last couple of weeks has looked a lot better. I got that low center of gravity, played, of course, with LSU, won a national title, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We'll start with you, Darwin. I know you're going to take the Bills because you're a Patriots hater. So go ahead and put it out there on Front Street. You hate the Patriots. So why will the Bills win this division? And how confident are you in the Bills going to the playoffs? Will this be 3 straight years for them or something like that?
The Bills, who's stopping them in the AFC East to get into the playoffs? I mean, who's stopping them? They're the best team.
There's a team that's won 16 of the last 17, Derwin, in the damn division. They won 11 straight. I think they're decent by any measure, right?
Yeah, they're decent, but they're under 500 right now. Something we've not said. We haven't said that about them in what, decades? When have they ever been under 500? But they got this new king, Cam Newton, there, and they're supposed to win 10 games, and they're supposed to be better than last year. But right now, they're under 500, as I said, and there's nobody stopping Buffalo in that division.
Nobody stopping Buffalo.
No, I mean
they got a game lead over the Dolphins. And the Patriots. Right, nobody's going to stop them. Right?
Well, we're going to talk about the Dolphins, the second best team in that division right now. But I mean.
Do you want to down that hill? Do you want to down that hill?
Listen, Patriots fans cannot be upset because for decades, for 20 years, they've had no competition in the same division. And now the roles have been reversed.
Couple times.
Jets, yeah. Mark Sanchez, yeah.
A couple times.
Sanchez had a running game back then. It really was the running game that got him to the AFC Championship.
That was like the last time I really played Madden.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about Cam because Cam is being Cam.
But are you going to die on that Miami Dolphin hill, or Buffalo's going to win it? What will the record be? What will Buffalo finish the AFC East in?
Let's see. Buffalo right now is 4-2 in the division.
2 straight losses, blowouts. Go ahead.
Okay, I have to look at the rest of their schedule, but really.
It's the same damn schedule as New England plays.
Are we really concerned?
Miami plays.
Are we really concerned about the Jets and the Dolphins right now? Dolphins about to start Tua. Are we really concerned about them stopping Buffalo? No.
So Buffalo's going to go 13-3.
I don't know if they go. Nah, I don't think Josh is that consistent to go 13-3. But they'll win over double-digit games. They'll win 10 games. They already got 4.
So now there you go, Duran. You're back into my wheelhouse, my ballpark right here.
We said win the division. You can win the division by a game. It don't matter.
Like I said, New England's going to win 10 or 11. I think Buffalo's going to finish about a half a game out. I think New England's going to win that division.
I don't know. Looking at Buffalo's schedule, man, it's looking tough, man.
It's the same schedule, the same division, guys.
Well, they play guys at different times. Things happen. Right. It's not that easy.
I know, but it's the same schedule as far as opponents. Maybe 1 or 2 are different because sometimes you get the opponent that finishes the same record with you. But Buffalo went to the playoffs last year. They were second in the division. So whoever they get in a cross division, they're going to get that second best team in that one division. Everything else is the same.
Let's see. Kind of glancing at it.
They still got to play your boys, Seattle. Oh, yeah. They ain't winning that game. They still got to play San Fran.
They got
Pittsburgh.
They got the Jets next. That's 5th win. They need 5 more.
New England's got to play them twice, so now we had 4 wins, right?
I mean, they got the Jets left.
Yep.
Then the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got to play us.
We'll split. They'll lose.
They go to the Cardinals. That's interesting.
That's a loss.
They play the Chargers.
Who did I say in the NFC West was going to make the playoffs this year? Arizona. I said they were the second best team in that division. Remember that?
You like Arizona? Yeah, you've been tooting that Murray horn for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They got the Niners, Steelers.
Yep. Loss.
They got it tough. Yeah. But even that being said, and they end with the Dolphins, the Patriots and Dolphins.
They'll split.
They're getting the 10.
They're getting the 10.
They got 5 next week.
I was gonna say 9. I was gonna say probably 9, 8. Hey, mess around. Hey, the Jets might feel inspired.
There ain't that much inspiration.
While they're on the losing streak.
Ain't that much inspiration, boy.
Hey, I'm just saying that's the only thing that will stop them from getting the 9.
All right. Well, we'll see. I've got Patriots at 10 or 11. I got the Jets.
What we should be doing right now is looking at that Patriot schedule because
they got San Fran this week. They got Baltimore still.
That's it.
They got Baltimore still.
2 L's. Them 2 L's.
They got the Rams.
They don't might be.
They got the Cardinals.
They don't might be.
They'll split those.
Ravens have always been a handful.
Yeah,
always.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, absolutely not, man, bro.
Let's leave this division because he's gonna make me mad. I don't want to do that.
You ain't got enough time to talk about this. You might move on.
My kids are here. I don't want to hear. I don't want them to hear me screaming and yelling. Cardinals and boys. You know what? Who should be screaming right now? The Cowboys players. And they actually are. They're calling out their coaches. Anonymous sources. I don't know if you guys saw that earlier today, where they're like, the coaches don't make any adjustments. They're not very good. So they're blaming it on the coaches. Although when you watch the film, it's like the coaches ain't blocking you with this big old hole and the running back running for 60, 70 yards. It ain't got nothing to do with coaching. Your thoughts here on the Cowboys? Are they done? I mean, they still lead the NFC East. Keep that in mind at 2 and 4. They still have the division lead. Who's going to win this damn division? And what do you guys? And not only that, Arizona last night. Do they look like a playoff team? I said at the beginning of the year, I think they're looking like one. And Kyler Murray didn't play well. What he completed, like 9 passes last night?
Yeah. Sometimes it could be your opponent. I mean, Kyler Murray didn't play well. And I don't know.
4 touchdowns.
The Cowboys should be ashamed of themselves because everyone has injuries, but they still got talent on that field. They still got their wide receivers.
I'll say one of the top 2 or 3 wide receiver groups in the league. Absolutely.
Yeah, they got talent on that field. They still got some good defensive plays, even though defense has been horrible. Van Der Esch came back yesterday. To give up 38 to the Cardinals? The Cardinals
I'm going to tell you, though, Darren, the Cowboy fans, though, they didn't do their team any justice. I heard a bunch of hollering about Dak and the way he was, playing, but really I thought he was playing well. The defense been playing like trash.
Right. Like trash last year.
Yeah. So now, unfortunately, like I heard a lot. About that, like a lot of people was like, man, put Dalton in there. In the offense, I didn't think was the problem. They just wasn't stopping nobody.
I'm gonna, even though I don't know what happened last night. I'm gonna give Dalton one more game because I think he's capable of playing better.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the top backups.
Yeah, because
he is.
You don't necessarily always want to blame coaches, but last night everyone got to get the blame for that, including the coaches. Like, why were they not prepared? It looked like Dalton just wasn't. Was he just not prepared to play last night? What did you guys do all week? Because he's better than that.
Well, that pass interference they didn't call on CeeDee Lamb. That was the first pick where I think that was bad. But look, I mean, defense played pretty good the first quarter, especially being in the predicament they were in. But it ain't his fault that Ezekiel Elliott fumbled twice. Both times, they were driving on both of them. So it's like, and it's look, I mean, the players got to take responsibility.
Zeke was on defense last night.
But but it's telling though.
Deco them dudes in Vegas some money. That's what that was.
Yeah, but isn't it telling guys that the players have already spoken out against the new head coach? They weren't doing that with Jason Garrett before, so why are they doing it now? And that head coach, he wasn't that beloved in Green Bay. So if
McCarthy, I mean, basically that one run, and he had probably the second. Greatest quarterback of his era. I mean, there's a lot of talk about that. You're right about that.
Yeah, this is a new head coach. He just walked in the building and already.
You had Aaron Rodgers for like 9 or 10 years, dude. Like you only won one Super Bowl, and only got the one.
And they talking about you that quick? You just got there. And already the players are chirping about you, the new guy. I don't know, but that doesn't look good.
It's American coach.
I have a sneaky feeling that by the trade deadline, depending on how they think their chances are to win the division, I think they might trade for Jameis Winston. Depending if it doesn't go right, them or someone else that has like a starting quarterback that's injured, and they're like, all right, what's our chances and stuff like that.
So they're going to trade for Jameis Winston to turn the ball over even more.
Hey man, it's better what they got.
You're going to get some good and some bad. You're going to get some good and some bad. I mean.
Oh God! You stay with Dalton. It don't make any sense.
I mean, but we talking about the wrong. I mean, to a degree, we talking about the wrong side of the ball.
I think more of a high upside with Jameis than Andy Dalton. I think Andy Dalton's more steady, but there's definitely more upside with Jameis.
I'm just saying, if that happens, don't be surprised.
So. I'd be shocked.
Me too.
You never know with Jerry Jones though. Who knows?
They need somebody to get in there and get the ball in. I mean, because it ain't. Yeah, I don't know the red rifle. Like I mean, I don't know. Right now they're just giving up too many points though. They was
washed.
Yeah, of course.
I've been tired of the recycled backup quarterbacks, or even some of the recycled starting quarterbacks.
But you know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, and not only that, the recycled head coaches too, and we know what that is too. So, you look at Dallas, still 2-4. Don't count out the Giants. I think the Giants, if they win Thursday against Philly, which Philly's going to miss a boatload of players. I think their whole offensive line is out. I think all the receivers are back, although maybe Alshon plays. They got a bunch of guys. They got a couple of corners out. Like, look, this is the time to catch everybody. And the NFC East is so bad right now.
One more quarterback to look at is, Fitzpatrick, he ain't got nothing to do now.
No, but if you're Miami, you keep him. Yeah. He's good. He's good for Tua. I mean, he's not on the log tonight to talk about, but that guy in his career and what he's done, several teams he's played with, he is the perfect bridge to me for a young quarterback like Tua. And I saw a piece today where he talked about how Carson Palmer and some of these other guys helped him, and he just paying it forward to guys like Tua. So.
I guess he has no choice too.
But some guys could be, a-holes sometimes.
But he's a Harvard guy. Hey, man. You can't be an a-hole and last that long as a
Listen,
how many kids does he have?
Do you think the guy's a Harvard graduate? Does he really need the money? He's had a successful career. He's probably played beyond.
Yeah, but what's going to
beyond?
What's going to pay you $5 to $10 million?
Listen, I'm not going to poo-poo.
That's still a damn good job.
I'm not going to poo-poo the job that he's done and the person that he's been.
There ain't very many $2 million jobs right outside my damn window.
As a teammate to other, no one says anything bad about him. He's a good guy. He's hot and he's cold sometimes with his play, but he's out there having fun. And even last week when Tua came in, he's pumping up the crowd. He's saluting the guy, and he's in his teammate's corner. I mean, we're going to see next week. It's Tua time to see if he's ready to play.
Well, we'll see. Speaking of quarterbacks, we'll go back to Foxborough up there a little south of Boston. Cam Newton did not play very well. Both of the interceptions were weird. They were tipped, dribs. One by the defensive lineman. He dove forward, tipped at his line, and caught it himself. So not going to put the full blame on him, but it does go on his record. Patriots didn't play very well. Defense, it was amazing. They only scored 18 points because defense, they were turning the ball over so much. Hell, Denver had the ball on their side of the field the entire game and only got 6 field goals. Could have came back at the very end. That fourth down around the 20-yard line, had to missed that throw to N'Keal Harry. Should have completed that pass. Would have been a first down inside the 10 with about a minute to play, and there they are. Four chances from the 10-yard line to probably win this game. Down only 6. Defense bailed them out. Got 2 picks back to back late in the fourth quarter to get them the ball, to get them back in it. I like what Cam said as far as not pointing fingers. I point thumbs. I thought that was something good. I also like the fact that he dove on one of those fumbles.
Oh, yeah. I thought about you.
He
dove on a fumble?
I'm like, what? And
he dove on a fumble?
He dove on a fumble. And then post-game, He took all the blame. He took it upon himself, and that's what winners do. When you win, you deflect. When you lose,
he lost.
Well, I'm talking
How you a winner?
He talking about winner traits, man.
I'm talking about a winner in life. You deflect when you win, and when you lose, you take the blame. Like when the show goes bad, I take the blame.
The dude has been in the league 9 years, and he's three and like, come on, 3 and 6. Come on, he's a winner now. Oh, I forgot. He got an MVP. Okay.
Just an MVP. Other than that, he hasn't done a damn thing. Yeah. Other than that, not one damn thing in the world.
I mean, Lamar Jackson got an MVP. Ain't won a playoff game yet. I mean,
Cam was in the Super Bowl at least.
But he lost. He didn't dive on the fumble in the Super Bowl.
How many guys you gonna take over Lamar? You can talk about all you want about Lamar. You're right. He hasn't won a playoff game. How many guys you taken before Lamar Jackson in the NFL? You can't name 7 to 10 that you'll take over him right now. You can't. So he's pretty good. That's what I'm saying. There's a couple out. Probably a handful.
I mean, long term, he's got to show me more as a passer.
Well, I think he can
grow. Sometimes. Yeah, he can grow.
Have you seen his record, dude? His record's like 24 and freaking 4.
So he's
damn, Durbin.
His record. I'm talking about his individual play. A record is a team thing.
His record is pretty. His individual play is pretty good.
And that defense is pretty good too.
It is, but
have you checked out that defense?
It has, but you know what? They've been leaking a little bit this
year. Yeah, you give him the Cowboys defense. Well, let's talk about record.
Well, hell, Russell Wilson would struggle at least. Well, he probably can pull it out.
So the Seahawks defense. Record is a team thing. I'm talking about individual. See, this is what.
But records are. Records are tied to quarterbacks, though, Derwin.
That's true. They're
tied. It's like,
this is the problem, pitching, man. This is the problem, and I thought about this all weekend. Here's the problem: when guys are doing things, and I'm watching games, and I'm like, he ain't got no business throwing that ball. He ain't got no business doing this. It gets overshadowed because you win. When you're winning, nobody says anything.
How about your boy Russell Wilson throwing those 50 balls, and they get caught for some damn reason. They just fall out of the sky and right there with a guy.
He got a 10-foot receiver.
Listen, hold on.
If he did it 100 times, he'd probably complete 3 of them.
Literally. We talking about 2020 Russell, or we talking about 2013 Russell? Which Russell you talking about? Because they're not the same.
We can stick with 2020. I'm just saying he completes a lot of.
He's throwing 50-50 balls. What 50-50 ball he threw this year?
Go make your point. Make your point.
My point is, when you're winning, things get overlooked because there's plenty of things that Lamar does. I'm like, I seen him throw balls like he ain't had no business throwing that ball, but this Andrews bails him out, but nobody says anything because you're winning games.
Derwin, you can say this about everybody.
Everything's under a microscope.
Derwin, you can say this about everybody.
But Cam Newton's been doing the same thing all year.
Gosh, man.
Why
he hasn't? Not all year.
Yes, he has. Yes, yes, he has.
Yes, he has. He's done what all year? He ripped your Seahawks for 400 yards. What are you talking
That was the only game that he. That's the only game
they asked him to throw, Derwin.
Dude, the dude has not completed over 18 passes in any game except that one game.
Right.
He throws normally for 150 yards. He's been doing it. He has run. He's had more rushing touchdowns, 5, than passing 2. He's been doing that all season.
They're not asking him to do that. That's going to come. That's going to come, Derwin.
You talk about asking. There's just certain things that he does well, and there's certain things that he doesn't do well. It's been the same.
Look, I agree, Derwin. Look,
now you agree.
Jackson. No, I'm saying with this general premise, if you will. Can Lamar improve? Absolutely. But is he still a top 10 quarterback in the league? Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a top 10.
Cam Newton, I mean, it's been rocky. It's been up and down, but completion percentages, he only threw the ball like 23 times on Saturday. On Sunday. He completed 17 of them. It ain't his fault that he doesn't have weapons. They're not asking him to throw
No, he doesn't have weapons. He has the same weapons.
I was waiting on you to get to that.
Dude, so he doesn't have weapons. He has the same weapons as Tom Brady.
Dylan just said he hasn't completed more than 18 passes except once. But they're only throwing the ball like 23 times a game. And he's completing like 17.
Maybe there's a reason why they don't want him hurling the ball around. Maybe there's a reason for it. His accuracy, he's never been accurate.
Let me give you some intel. They have no tight ends. The tight end got hurt, came back in late in the game. Julian Edelman is hurt.
Let's not make excuses.
Julian Edelman had 2 catches for 8 yards. He's hurt. We all know
throw?
that.
You said
He's
excuses, Darryl.
Excuses.
Who he supposed to throw to?
He's throwing it to the same guys Tom Brady had.
And Tom Brady struggled last year.
And Tom Brady won, what, 12, 13 games?
Because the defense
That's
was number one. Because the defense was otherworldly.
So they're not worthy? So they still not worthy?
Not as good. They were giving up at 1 point.
Stop it.
I'm
going to sit back. I'm going to drink my water, and I'm going to listen to these excuses.
I got this.
They had players that didn't even come back.
There 8 of them. Don't forget the fact.
Like Darwin,
they were historically great last year through 9 games. They were giving up like 7 points a game, Derwin.
The defense is
They
still
were
not
talking
playing
about
well.
85 Bears last year. And we all knew they weren't going to keep that up.
Between Drew Lock coming back, that was his first game back for Denver.
Yeah.
And the
They
defense
played well. They got
the defense kept him in that game.
Yeah, of course they did.
Yeah. And Drew Lock made some bad plays late in that game that give them opportunities.
Or what they should have done is just take the ball out of his hand. You got the lead, just run the damn ball.
Exactly.
The best part of the New England Patriots is what? Their secondary. They're the best secondary in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they throwing the ball? So that's not Drew Lock's fault. That's coaching. So run the damn ball. You got the lead. You're up 18-3.
But I don't want to hear about how we're missing all these players. There's plenty of guys, people opted out.
But not as many as New England.
Not as many as
New England. But that has nothing to do with what. That has nothing to do with right now.
Okay.
Take your three. You can't give Cam all the praise for one thing and then take it away.
Seattle. Take Russell Wilson, their best receiver, and 2 offensive linemen, the best linebackers, and a corner, and another defensive lineman, and see how well Seattle plays.
Listen, they're missing Hightower.
Are they 6-0?
They're missing a secondary player.
He's the guy. He's the green dot guy.
They still got the same guy, but we're talking about offense. We're talking about Cam Newton, who's going to.
Right
Edelman's still running.
They're missing their starting right tackle. They're missing their center.
Is he getting sacked? Is he getting sacked? So what? Is he getting sacked? Is he getting sacked? No.
Yeah, he got sacked. He got sacked 4 times.
Listen.
4 times.
They're missing a couple of guys, but that's not. Cam Newton's playing how he plays.
Not more than a couple.
This is who he is.
When you say a couple, you mean like 1 or 2. The Eagles are missing 7 or 8 starters, Jordan.
And Wentz is still trying the ball.
Team. Yeah, and New England's missing like 8 starters.
And Wentz is still trying his best. He's still trying his best out there.
He's trying, but they ain't winning. They won 2 games like New England.
They're worse off than New England. New England's not worse off.
I think
they'll cry me a river, dude. Man, I don't want to hear it.
Because Philly's guys have been hurt this year. New England's guys didn't even play this year.
No. Stop it. So when he throws for 400, he's the greatest thing. He's Superman against us. But now
everybody's good.
Why is he even in the rundown?
That's why you guys will not win the Super Bowl because your defense is historically bad.
You're salty. We know you're salty. I already know you're salty.
Go ahead, OG. Go ahead. I can't win.
He said, "Why is he in the rundown today?"
Yeah, why is he in the rundown? Why are we talking about this dude?
Because
what?
Because he took it upon himself.
Huh?
After the loss, and he dove on the loose ball. This is a different Cam, and he says, "I played like crap. It will not happen again." You wouldn't have heard that in Carolina. You know why? Because they peddled him. They gave him a lot of platitudes.
Like
they were his binky. They allowed all of this stuff in Charlotte to allow.
He's a man. Be a man. Period. If it's on you, and now he's a man. It took him to come to New England to be a man.
I told you about that, Darwin. Don't be saying be a man and then say period.
And now all of a sudden he's a man. It took him to go to the Northeast to become a man. Really?
Oh, Derwin.
Really?
Say Lamar Jackson. He's all right. Like he's a fringe starter in this league.
Dude.
And then Cam Newton. Why is he in the league?
I'm
like
not
he can name 32 other
Listen.
guys better than Cam Newton. Who ripped your damn team apart for, what did you run? Run for like 75 and threw for 400? We just ripped your team for almost 500 damn yards. But no, he's not worthy of playing in this league.
But did you win?
No, but what I'm saying is he worthy enough to be in this league?
That's not what we're talking about.
We were at the time, and you were.
I'm talking about his play, and my point is
he didn't play well.
His play has been the same.
The team didn't play well, Durbin. They didn't run the ball. Only the defense showed. The offense sputtered from Edelman. Had like 4 drops, 2 catches, 8 yards. Julian Edelman, the slot machine. N'Keal Harry, 0 catches, 2 targets.
Yo, you're hilarious, dude. Yeah.
I mean, what are we saying here, man? Look, the quarterback gets a lot of the praise and he gets a lot of the blame. That is absolutely true. But let's just be fair about it. That's all. They're missing 8 starters, dude. They're missing 8 starters.
Now we're going to the 8 starters. It has nothing to do with this season.
Don't let Russell Wilson get hurt, because then I don't want to hear him complain about, well, what are we gonna do? But it's a fact of life. You still gotta play. No one's gonna cry your
Everybody has injuries. Everybody has injuries.
And then some teams are injured more. Like Philly is injured. That's what I'm saying.
Now are we gonna compare Philly?
Win this game, John.
We're gonna compare Philly to New England. Really? That's what we're doing?
Oh, gosh.
That's what we're doing?
No. Doesn't matter if you're missing 8 guys going into the season or 8 guys in week 5.
Dude.
There's still 8 guys missing, dude.
Cam Newton in game 1 threw for 155 yards.
Yeah, how many times they threw the ball?
And it's been the same. 19. Exactly. And then the last 2. Hold on.
How many did he complete?
Listen,
OG?
When the dude.
He completed 80% of the passes, and 3 of them were drops.
You guys are funny. When the first game of the season, when he was 15-19 and ran 2 touchdowns in, Cam is great. Cam, he gonna win all these games. Then he goes to Seattle. He throws for almost 400 yards. He loses, right? Then I think he had he didn't have COVID yet. Then
against the Raiders. Not
against the Raiders, he was 17 of 28. That's 162. He only threw for 7 more yards. And then I think
they're not throwing the ball. They're not throwing the ball downfield.
And then this weekend, again, same numbers, 17 of 25 for 157. So what I'm saying to you is maybe there's a reason for it.
Because they don't have talent, Derwin. What do you mean there's a reason? Exactly.
He has the same. They has the same talent as Tom Brady. It's the same.
Hey, Derwin leaving that out. He leaving all that out. Like,
it's the same talent as Tom Brady. Tom Brady was dealing with the same stuff.
And his numbers are way down, Derwin. Way down.
Was Tom Brady 2 and 4?
Let me tell you his.
Was Tom Brady 2 and 3?
2 and 3. Let me tell you his starting receivers. Okay, you got.
You don't have to tell
Julian
me.
Edelman, who's beat up.
I know who is. Hold on. When is Edelman not beat up? When is he not beat up? He beat up last year.
But he's really beat up now.
He's really beat up because Cam is his quarterback.
Also, the immortal Gunnar Olszewski is like their number 4 receiver. Okay, Damian Byrd is a star. They had some undrafted kid out there playing Saturday from South Carolina. I forget his name. Look him up.
So when Tom Brady has the same receivers, he's just old and washed up. And y'all just so disrespectful to the guy.
It's a different offense.
He did nothing.
Different offense.
Why is it a different offense? Because Cam Newton he can't hold his jock.
No, if you know the Patriots, you know Tom Brady he worked magic with Welker and Edelman. The little jerk routes, the little option routes, different offense. They don't run that with Cam.
Why? Because Cam can't do it.
Nobody can do it like Tom. He was a damn surgeon. What are you talking about, Derwin?
Cam's
He's at the 9 Super Bowls.
Cam's accuracy. He's not that good of a passer.
Percentage now, Derwin.
He's
got to be like 65%. What's his? Look it up.
What this year or his career?
This year, Derwin. This year. Good gracious, this guy. Oh my God.
I don't know why you trying to die on this hill.
It's not. It's not about dying. These are facts, man.
You know what? He's probably around 65.
I know he is.
He's about.
They're asking a lot of him. He doesn't.
Because he can't do it. He can't do it.
New England's never been down.
He can't do it. This is saying he's not capable of doing it. That's why you would change the offense.
Oh, Derwin. Let's go to the next topic.
Please.
Clippers.
Please.
Derwin, I was there. I know about Tom Brady. Okay,
man, listen.
Of Tom Brady. He threw the ball downfield. He was a surgeon. See what he did against your boys?
If you're dinking and dunking, what's the problem? What's the problem?
But it's the way they dinked and dunked.
And that was the way they dink and dunk. Okay.
Can anybody else play like that? Does anybody else play like the way New England does? With the jerk routes and the option routes? Hell no. They had 2 slot receivers at one time. Remember Amendola and Edelman hit you with the little inside little jerk routes? That's what they did. It wasn't overly complicated.
Yards after the catch.
It's what it was. That's not Cam's game. That's not 95% of the quarterback's game in this league.
Cam ain't accurate.
He's not as accurate as Tom. He's pretty accurate this year. What's his numbers? I'm going to say 65%. What are his numbers? It's pretty damn good. I don't win you a lot of games in the NFL. No, Josh Allen's at 58.
I said
And
it.
we
I said
great.
it from
We
day
raving
one.
about Josh Allen.
I- oh,
MVP
Jo-
candidate. Whoa!
Josh Allen is
You know
a
who else numbers are
tremendous
down this
talent.
year? You know who else numbers are down this year?
Who's-
Patrick Mahomes. His completion percentage down a little bit. You know what else
You know,
numbers are down? Completion percentage.
we're not,
Drew Brees.
we're not
He even
comparing
throws
those
about
guys.
73%.
We ain't comparing those guys.
No, what I'm saying is I can
We
make
talking
the
about
numbers
Cam
say whatever
Newton.
I want. Okay, but I'm proving
You
to you
know-
I can make the numbers say whatever I want them to say, Darwin.
I know you can.
You know what Belichick says about numbers? You know what Belichick says about numbers?
What?
Stats
What
are for
did he say?
losers. Stats are for losers.
You know what my teacher, and I still
Yes.
remember this to this day.
Yes.
My junior high school teacher, 8th grade, Mr. Jersey, used to say, "Statistics don't lie, but liars use statistics." So I get it.
There you go.
But
Stats are for losers.
these
You can make the numbers say whatever you want.
eyeballs tell me all I need to know.
And the eyeballs tell me that Lamar Jackson is like 24-4 as a quarterback. Can you find anybody better than that? I challenge you. Find anybody on earth, as Randy Moss would say, has a better record than that. You can't. So he's doing some things well.
He's doing some things well.
Cam Newton had
but
one bad game.
Longevity-wise, I need to see more for him because if I had a choice,
Uh-huh.
I would. There's other guys I would take over him for longevity for the next 10 years because from what I see from him, he's a tremendous runner.
That's
It don't
like
take
saying,
a
I need to
genius
see
to.
more.
It
It's
don't
like saying,
take
I
a
need more.
genius. It don't take a genius to tuck a ball and run.
That's like saying I need more. I need to see more from Russell Wilson. Oh, he went to the Super Bowl early on in his career. The defense carried him. Blah, 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 blah.
He
Russell
throws
Wilson's a bad
the ball.
dude.
He's a passer.
He's a
passer.
He's
Russell-
every damn thing.
Russell-
He's a damn good quarterback.
Yeah, Russell does
A really
everything
good
when it
quarterback.
comes
A
past.
Pro Bowl quarterback.
He doesn't have to rely on his legs. He doesn't.
Lamar
And you're
Jackson's
talking-
going to grow. He's going to grow really.
You
good
hope
in
he
second year
does.
start.
We don't know this. We don't know that. We
Can he
don't
win?
know.
Can he win your ball game? Can he
Yeah,
win
with
your
his
ball game?
legs, absolutely.
Can he
He's
win his
done
ball
it. He did it against us. I watched
game?
it.
Last year against the Rams, he threw for like 5 or
Dude,
6 touchdowns.
he
but
came
he can't
to
throw.
he came
can't
to
throw.
dude came to Seattle.
You know how many
I
guys?
watched the game. He won the game. He was the reason they won that game against us
Who?
because he was running. If you look
That's
at his
part of- that's
passing
part of
numbers,
the-
they
that's
were
part of the game. That's
his
part of the
numbers
game.
were trash.
Why is he able to run?
His numbers were straight
Why is he
trash.
able to run? Why is he
But
able-
no one
if he-
said
if he can't- if he
anything
can't throw, he should be
because
easy to
he
defend.
was because he
ain't
won the
college.
game.
This ain't college. If he
Dude.
can't throw, he should be easy to defend, right?
I've said this about Cam, and I'm gonna say it again. If he can't run, what is he? If he can't run, and you've
24
seen
and
it,
4.
and you've seen it
24 and
now.
4.
He's got
24 and
5
4.
rushing touchdowns and 2
24 and 4.
passing
You play
touchdowns.
to win the game. Hello.
Right. Okay.
Hello.
We're gonna
Remember,
see how many
you play
times
to
we'll
win the
tell.
game.
We're gonna see how many games they win. That's all.
Clip how Tyronn Lue. You guys like this? Tyronn Lue. Durbin's, he's making my voice. My voice is straining. This freaking guy.
I don't know why you put this dude in the rundown. Like he,
Do,
like
do
he-
you like
he-
do you like Tyronn Lue as the head coach of the Clippers? It's a fair topic.
Oh, I was talking about
Yeah,
Cam,
sorry,
but
he's
now
talking about
now-
Cam.
I said
now-
clips. No, I'm talking about clips
Okay.
and Tyronn Lue. We
Well, I
changed
mean-
subjects. We've shifted gears, Derwin.
Well,
Let
you know,
OG
but-
talk. You've been talking too much. Let OG talk.
Move
Nah,
on.
nah,
Move on.
the thing about it with Tyronn Lue, I mean, it's just like any coach. A lot of times you're only as good as your roster. I mean, if this same roster is going to lay down like they did this year, I mean, I don't think he's going to make that much of a difference. I mean, the one thing about this Clippers makeup is that you put 2 betas together on the same team. Like they like Kawhi may show up alpha as in play at times, but he's not he's not that leader that I think personality like that they needed. I hate to say this, but all the leaderships comes from it comes from the I don't want to say bums, but it comes from the lower tier guys, like Montrezl Harrell and Pat Bev, like, and that ain't good enough. Like, I mean, like, you got to get that, we see it all the time. I mean, even, LeBron is taking a lot of, smack over his whole career about him being passive in moments. But when he leads, it ain't nothing you can do about it. And that normally trickles from all championship teams. If you look at Golden State, when they had their run, I mean, they pretty much was a 3-headed monster until KD came, and then it was wraps. But I think it's only certain times you get by with not having that alpha leading the team, and I don't know how that's going to work in LA. I don't think they're not going to get rid of anybody. I think this is pretty much that Paul George and Kawhi is going to be together next season. So I don't think I think I can see maximum play out of Kawhi better than what we saw. But I don't know if y'all even heard about this or whatever, but a lot of stuff was starting to come out after the playoffs, and Kawhi,
yeah, they didn't like the fact that Kawhi got
and that's a
load
big
management.
deal.
Yeah,
I mean, because at the end of the day, we can sit and talk alpha and beta, but whoever getting the biggest check, most of the time is really who the team should be looking up to at the end of the game, and you got somebody who. It's like Kawhi. He play when he want to play, and I don't think that's going to bode well with the personalities and everything they have on this team. So Tyronn Lue, at the end of the day, got his work cut out. I mean, and really, it's going to be the more interesting part is to see who stays on that staff or who he implements on his staff. I mean, because they need some real head work. On that roster team.
Derwin, I think I love what OG is saying, and here's what I would say: maybe Doc let those guys sort of get away with that, and that's kind of what you're hearing there, which is surprising to me because Doc is a man's man. You know what I'm saying? He's a leader of men. I saw him at Boston, saw him up close and personal. I really like Doc, but it seems like they needed someone to crack the whip a little bit, and maybe Ty Lue can do that. He did tell LeBron, "Shut the hell up" or "Shut the f up." So he's got a little respect in that sense. Maybe these guys want to be coached a little harder and things of that nature. Maybe that's part of it. And you got to realize probably a lot of that, Kawhi and PG, they were getting, the load management. That's coming from Montrezl Harrell because he seems like a guy that would, tell you pretty much what's on his damn mind. Him or Pat Bev. So your thoughts on will the culture sort of change with the Clips now with Tyronn Lue in the big chair?
I'm like 50-50 with Tyronn Lue. I mean, I thought about how did he even get I would revisit how did he even get a coaching job to begin with, and they go back
he was a good assistant. That's how.
Well, it seemed like going back to LeBron. Didn't LeBron
get the job?
Because just kind of revisited. Let me finish.
Oh no, I'm not gonna let you finish.
Hold on. Didn't LeBron get his coach fired in Cleveland? And that's
David Blatt.
Right, and that's how Tyronn Lue had no experience, but LeBron liked him, and that's how he got a job in the first place.
Didn't they win a title? Isn't he a championship?
Exactly, but I'm saying LeBron kind of wanted him to be the coach. He didn't want.
He's been an assistant for a while. He's
been an assistant for a while
on some really good staffs.
His head coaching job, he had no experience at all.
There's only so many head coaches, Derwin, so no assistant deserves.
You're not letting me finish.
Because it's ludicrous what you're saying. Why don't you just get to your point?
Well, my point is this: it's 50-50 to me. I don't know if it's going to make a difference. This position is going to tell me.
It's so dismissive. That's the point.
It's going to tell us a lot about it. It's going to tell us a lot about this coach. That's all. Can he get these guys to function better than Doc? I think they threw Doc underneath the bus. We'll see.
Did. You're right about that. They did. That's what I'm saying. Do you think Ty can be, someone different? Because what they always say, I don't know. Whatever coach you have to get the opposite.
He was
bringing the new guy.
But
I think Ty's like very similar to Doc. I'm like, I don't know.
He was handpicked by LeBron, in my opinion. And that's how he got the job in the first place.
It's interesting when you think about it, though, because
good point.
When is the last time the Clippers had even been expected to win a title? Like, and okay, they fold. They drop a 3-1 lead. Didn't get to the conference finals like they, obviously everybody was anticipating. But this is the Clippers. Like the expectation level. I mean, even when they had Los Angeles, like
City.
Yeah. That team I felt they underachieved a lot. I mean, a lot of it came down to, injuries here and there. Blake couldn't, he couldn't stay healthy all the time. I don't think the development of those players was all that great. And I think CP3 at that time, he should have been more of an assertive scorer for the Clippers in order for them to excel. I've said that on every team he's played on because most of the time Chris Paul is the better scoring guard on the roster, whatever team he's on. But getting back on track, it's just like it's funny that all of a sudden they get these high expectations, and then something like this, it almost makes me think like something else. It had to be something else in the mix with that, man, because it was 1 year, like, and obviously, of course, it was going. either it was going to be between them or LA. I think that was going to obviously win the title. And they didn't get there to even get a shot. But still, at the end of the day, it's the Clippers. I don't understand how Doc got let go. Just boom, just like that. Like I thought he at least would have had another go with him.
Had needed a scapegoat, you know that. That's definitely what happened there. You look at Tyronn Lue, he can become the first head coach to win a championship with two different franchises in his first year. So he's got that, and also Kawhi is starting to step up the leadership role, at least vocally. You know, he's asking for a point guard, which I think he's right. I think the Clippers need a point guard. But you got to be careful because you don't want to slight Pat Bev because he's a dog and you definitely want him on your team. But you need they need a better point guard right now. I think that's sort of holding them back, someone that can shoot and things of that nature. So that's part of the narrative there with the Clippers. We'll see how they come back in the 2020-21 season.
They need a big man. Like, to me, like when Paul George went there, and you saw the team as constituted, the only like kind of big man they had was Montrezl Harrell.
Zubats.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, they're a small team, but I don't think that was their problem. The problem is those two wings need to be special. That's the problem. Those guys need to give you damn near 50 to 60 every game. That's the problem. Paul George can't go for freaking 13 and expect you guys expect to win.
On 4 for 15.
Exactly. That's the problem. That you guys need to be who you are. So, but look, I mean, they're not Boston bad in the middle. Like Montreal's plays defense. They're not. It's not a black hole like Boston, which is like, guys, can we just get anything out of the 5 spot?
I know what you're saying, Coach K, because really, Montrezl Harrell is like he a JYD. Like I mean,
he's Draymond. He's Draymond.
Yeah, he a cleanup guy. I mean,
but they go small. Most teams go small anyway. So
he would be good besides a scoring big,
or
you know what I'm saying, just someone that you could throw it to the post to. All right,
but Montrezl is not going to start. That's the thing. You got it. Your two wings are going to be, PG and Kawhi. So he's got to play the 5 most of the time.
You're not going to do anything going too far with like those big, soft European big men. That's fool's gold, like to me. So.
Well, I mean, that narrative's out there. I mean, Dirk Nowitzki won a title.
Yeah, but he's a unicorn.
He has some gangsters with him. Hey, Dirk has some gangsters on that team.
I'll take a Jokic. I'll take a Arvidas Sabonis.
But you're right. But they do need to sort of reconstruct that roster there and sort of make it better. But I still think right now on paper they got probably one of the top 2 or 3 rosters out west.
I would take a flyer on like Boogie Cousins, but I don't think Lakers. Who still is the right still? Lakers still? I don't
Lakers?
know.
Yeah, he got a ring with. He's gonna.
Yeah, they ain't gonna go.
No, I guess
he gonna get a ring with him.
That they were saying. I think I read something.
I think it counts
about that. Yeah, he's gonna get one. So, back to baseball. Baseball, real quickly. Just want to get your thoughts. Who's gonna win? World Series starts tonight. 8-11, first pitch. Clayton Kershaw pitching for the Dodgers, the lefty. Dodgers or Rays? Rays have been spectacular. I saw something today with prorated salaries. Kershaw and Mookie Betts makes almost as much as the whole damn Rays team. This is prorated salaries. $28 million for the Rays, almost $27 million, 26 plus just for Mookie Betts and Kershaw. These are prorated salaries once again. So I'm sticking with the Dodgers, but man, the Rays. That's the type of team you want, man. They can win. They can outslug you. They got a good defense. They get timely hitting. They got good pitching. They got a good pen. They can beat you in a plethora of ways. I love the way they play, but I'm going to go Dodgers. It's got to be their year. One of these years, they got to win it.
I mean, I'm sorry. Go, G.
No, go ahead, man. You got it. Go ahead.
To me, I think it's a pick 'em. I mean, either side could win it. I mean, if I had to lean, I would go Dodgers just because I would love to see the Rays lose, just to be honest. But I mean, you can't. It's both number 1 seeds, basically. Both top seeds. So I mean, Rays are capable. I would not be surprised. The Dodgers have been favored for a couple of years now. They just haven't gotten it done. But at least they've gotten this far.
Woke up against the Braves. They were down 3-1.
Yeah, I had them dead. I thought they shot their load after that 15-run game, and they came back the next night, couldn't hit a lick. but they found a way to somehow. Maybe it's an Atlanta thing. They know how to blow leads. They did it again.
Falcons, Georgia, Braves.
Yeah, I mean, sheesh. But you know, Mookie Betts he's a monster. I know he could when he was with Red Sox. Yankees could never get that guy out. He's a tremendous ball player. Could Kershaw
You know where he's
finally?
from, right?
No, where's he from?
Nashville.
Yeah,
Nashville,
I
baby.
figured that much. Yeah, somewhere in Tennessee. But yeah, but I would have to go Dodgers, but it would surprise me. It should be hopefully a good series. If you're MLB, you got 2 Game 7s in the conference finals, and now in the World Series, you got the 2 best teams all year. I mean, hopefully you get people to watch, but you couldn't ask for anything better.
That's the question.
Yeah,
I would have loved to see Dodgers and Astros. Dodgers get a little revenge. No, the Astros can't cheat from a couple of years ago. That would have been nice to see about that. OG, your thoughts? Rays or Dodgers?
I'm going with the Dodgers for a few. I mean, it's ironic that it's another LA versus Florida for a world championship. But I think for the fact that the Dodgers been having their woes and different things like that, then I think it's just going to be the year of LA right now. So I think I'm gonna go with the Dodgers. But like Derwin said, I think either one of these teams are capable of winning. But I think the Dodgers are going to be really feeling inspired, and you seen the LeBron wearing the Dodgers jersey, rooting them on, and different things like that. They definitely gonna want to bring one back to the city.
It seems so weird to see LeBron out in LA. Like, man, come on.
Hey man, I just done bought into the fact that we just get used to seeing them everywhere. Like,
yeah,
he might leave again to go somewhere else. That's this generation today. So,
hey, come to New York, man. You really want to?
Oh Lord.
I ain't gonna lie. When I was a Knicks fan and that decision came out, I was hoping that he was coming that way. But hey, who knows? I got KD now, so I'm good.
Dodgers and Rays. Yeah, I got the Dodgers, man. But I'll tell you, man, the Rays have my respect. The way they've built that team, and how scrappy they are. They're going to be a problem. You're going to have to deal with them for a long time. And you look at the Dodgers, they got a good lineup. They're stacked. Got good pitching as well. So we'll see about that. Hockey real quick. Doc Emmerich retiring. Almost 50 years in broadcasting as a sportscaster. Total. That's not in hockey, but just total period. Was the voice of the Devils. I think the Flyers, a couple other teams. Then, of course, the main guy for NBC Sports and those legendary calls, man. I remember the Bruins when they beat the Canucks in 2011, one of my last years in Boston. Just how he was saying, I guess somebody was, coming down ice. He's like, blah, 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 swaggering. And I'm like, what? Doc just dropped the swaggering? Because he was moving down the ice. I'm like, Doc, you know what? I like Doc. So that's one of my memories of Doc, man. But those legendary calls that he had in the Stanley Cup final, great announcer, probably the most known announcer, probably besides Don Cherry, but not most of America don't really get to see Don Cherry a lot, the crazy outfit guy from Canada. But Doc Emmerich, when I think Stanley Cup hockey, Stanley Cup playoff hockey, I think Doc Emmerich. Not the teams, not the puck. I think Doc Emmerich. And that's how you know you left your mark there. Your thoughts on this, guys?
He is my favorite. Love him. I'm going to miss him. I got the opportunity to meet him one day when I used to work for News 12. News 12 was owned by, we have family with MSG. So I used to go to the Garden a lot.
He's the voice of the Devils too, right? Yep.
Yeah, I used to go to the Garden a lot. And I guess this one night I was in the Garden. He happened to be, he was there and I just saw him and I was just like, man, dude, you're great. And he was just so gracious to me. His voice will be missed. All those great calls. He's a walking legend. And I'm glad that after the pandemic, he felt that this was the right time for him to walk off. And he did it now at the end of the season, and no one got the opportunity to give him the farewell,
proper send off,
proper send off. But knowing him, that's probably how he wanted it. It's not about me. I'm leaving the sport that I love. I don't need the fanfare. I'm just gonna go off and to my next mission in life or whatever it is he wants to do in life and just enjoy. But he is definitely going to be missed. He is hockey. He is NHL. So thank you, Doc.
Yeah, OG, he's Mr. Hockey. Any quick thought?
20 over 22 calls, man. The Stanley Cup. I mean, he's 74 years old. I mean, it's
He used to do football too back in the day.
Yeah, it's time to go live a life, man, and just relax. I was just thinking to myself, like somebody who's called as many games as he has, and definitely being the voice of NHL. Like, what do you do? Like, like when you walking away from?
He's got to go somewhere warm because he's been in these daggone ice boxes his entire life.
He's been in that bubble. He's been in a bubble for months in Canada. He's been in that bubble. So
I'm thinking, like, at this point in his career, it probably, like Derwin said, it's probably the perfect time. I mean, who knows what
he said that. He said the time. It was the right time.
Yeah, who knows what it's going to look like next year, and like who wants to keep going through all these different changes, especially when you've been doing it as long as he is. I mean, change is evident, but at a certain point in your career, it's like, yeah, it kind of tells you it's time to walk away. So, man, I hope he enjoys his retirement, man, and
Man, I mean, the way 2020 has been, we've lost so many people, so many great athletes, people in sports. He's 74. Man, this is a great time. Just go enjoy the rest of your life. I'm pretty sure he has plenty of money. He can do whatever he wants to do. He can go wherever he wants to go. If they can allow him across the border because of the pandemic, he can just enjoy life. Go see things.
He can come back. He's a U.S. citizen. He can come.
No, back. I mean, as far as if he wants to go visit different countries and just sightseeing and stuff like that, enjoy yourself. He's 74. We don't know how much longer people are going to be on this earth. So he's done great when he's had the opportunity and that microphone in front of him. So it just, we applaud you. We applaud him.
Don't watch a lot of hockey, but when you watch the Stanley Cup playoffs and you heard that voice, man, you can feel the energy, and you see those guys, buzzing up and down the ice, and he really did a good job of taking you there and providing you with that color and that flavor of the Stanley Cup playoffs, which I still tell people all the time. You go to a Stanley Cup final game 7, it's litty. It is. I'm telling you, it is litty, man. The arena and just the maximum effort that the guys put into it. I remember talking to one of the Bruins players. I'm like, what does the game 7 mean to you? And it was Glenn Metropolitan. I'll never forget. He always told me, he's like, taking a puck off the face. He looked me dead in the face, and that's all he said. And I said, these hockey dudes, they ain't playing. That's what game 7 is. Taking a puck off the face. That's what he said. And he said with a straight face.
Hey, I've been to some hockey games, courtesy of the New York Islanders, and like these are just regular season games. Like, man, the atmosphere was electric. I've only seen obviously game 7s on TV from the time I was a kid all the way up until now. And I mean, they be in there rocking, man. It's like it's nothing like it. So yeah, I can only imagine.
Let's go to NASCAR real quickly, guys. Kyle Larson, we talked about this. Of course, was suspended using the racial slur, the N-word. He's half Japanese. Suspended with this. I don't want to call it an NASCAR event, but it was some racing simulator event he was part of. With that, suspended. That was April. Was reinstated yesterday. Gets to start back January 1st when it becomes official by NASCAR. They announced the statement talking about all of the things that he had to go through. He's apologized for it. He spent a lot of time with some urban youth in Philadelphia. We're going to show you a picture of that. It looks like, was that James Brown in the middle? If I'm not mistaken, I thought it was. We'll see. We'll take a look at it together. But yeah, I'm all for second chances in this country. That's what we're about as Americans. He seems like someone that has seen the light, seems remorseful, wants to move on. And let's let him, do some nice things. And he talked about his kids, about setting the example. So when they come back and look at this in the future, this won't just stick out to him. So he said all the right words. Now we're just going to go by his actions, and good for him. And you know what? We'll sit back and we'll render judgment later, but we're rooting for him, and we want that to sort of shine. And we hope that he has turned a corner and he has changed and he's remorseful. Your thoughts on this, guys?
I think
OG, what was that? I saw the lips turned up.
Because see that a lot. I mean, because he's 28 years old. Like,
Yep.
I mean, it's not like he a teenager. You know what I'm saying? Like, you when you know, you know. Like, I mean, I'm with you. I'm all about second chances, but we've watched a nation be in an uproar about a man taking a knee during the anthem. Like, I mean, and I'm thinking like, what classes or what anything did you take or do that was anything different before you said what you said? Like, I mean,
He did take some sensitivity stuff.
Sensitivity classes.
well, I get that,
He
but I
got
mean,
caught.
Yeah, basically, bottom line, he did.
yeah,
But
that's
what
all.
do you do?
That's
What do you
all I'm
do?
saying. You know, you like it's certain things that like is wrong when you do it or when you say it. Now, of course, how you react to it upon being caught or how people feel that's offended, that always seems to set the tone. But I mean, it was foul when you said it. I mean, and it's like I don't know.
For
It's
someone
just
that's minorities, half Japanese, that would always perplex me. But whatever.
yeah. I mean, it's a toughie for me. Like, I mean, like I said, I'm all for second chances, but like at the point where he's at, being a older guy, like I mean, you know, I don't know. It just be, I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's hard to get by with me because like I'm gonna keep it 100. Like,
Keep it a buck, please.
yeah, we all know when you're in the company of people that you know, or people may say things that they typically wouldn't say in public. Like, I mean, that's in every household. That's in everything.
He got
I remember my mom, well, go on his house, stay in his house. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like everybody is like that when you with your homeboys, when girls with their girlfriend, like they say and do. So like it's one of those things like I don't always want to say anybody's racist or anything like that because people
racist
like
what he said.
no, yeah, but what I'm saying is we all say things that could be deemed racist depending on where we decide to say it. So I'm like, it's just at that moment, it's like, I don't know, if you that loose with it, it's like, what's going on? Because normally
it was not the first time. It was not the first time.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, so it's like we can be sitting here chopping it up or whatever. We know like what to say, what not to say, or whatever, but. I mean, I'm not going to be too hard on them or anything like that. I hope nothing like that happens again from anybody. And, so let that be a lesson to everybody. I mean, the reinstatement, I mean, it's pretty fast. I mean, I guess.
I mean, he's going to serve pretty much a year. I mean, he was fired by Ganassi Racing, Chip Ganassi. Coach K, you want to jump in? Go ahead.
Yeah, a couple of things. First thing, that is James Brown. When you said
Okay,
James Brown, I first I was like,
sports
James
commentator,
Brown?
sportscaster,
He dead. No,
he
but the other
did,
one, that's him. That's definitely him.
He did do some events with some urban youth kids, and I believe in Philadelphia, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe that's where that.
I think isn't he like he's like Mid Atlantic. Isn't he like DC based or something? James Brown.
I think James Brown is. Yeah, he's on East Coast for sure. Yeah.
Okay, and then the other point. Okay, so when he got caught saying the word,
well, and the crazy thing is he's done this in the past. He has worked with Jackie Joyner Kersey and some other people, African Americans and this urban youth network or whatever.
Yeah, there's an initiative
that
a minority initiative in NASCAR. That's what Bubba Wallace was saying. But what I'm saying is that okay, so when he got caught doing it, it was what's it now? I'm just refresh my memory. It was when he said it with the A or with the ER. I think it was with the A, right? Right? Wasn't it? Didn't he say thank someone
yeah, we'll have to look that up. I don't remember. We'll have to look that one up. But
I
I will say this. He says, I will not stop listening and learning, but for me now, it's about action, doing the right things, being a part of the solution, and writing a new chapter that my children will be proud to read. So saying all the right things. Let me figure out. Go ahead. Let me figure out if it was E or I don't think it matters.
Yeah, no, it does to my point. Okay, so if he said it with the look, either way it's wrong. Okay, but if he said it with the A, I think he did. I think I remember him saying something or whatever. All right, so and OG, I think you can relate to this a little bit more being in the esports competitive NBA 2K because there's a lot of parallels between the competitive NBA 2K and the competitive Madden in the community. Okay.
Okay, so it was an iRacing event back in April.
Yeah, but like, what was the context of how he
Says
said
that
it?
I don't say. He said that was followed by the
So
N-word. You can't hear me. Blah blah blah.
yeah, so all right, so what I'm saying, OG, is this. Like, I know you've been in situations. I've been in situations too where you just see certain people that really should not be using the word,
Mm-hmm.
and because it's like, and the first thought that comes to my head probably comes to your head too, is like, who has he been around that gave him, I find a better word, that gave him the pass to do that shit. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like,
Oh,
damn.
let me
Like,
tell you early.
I would like to talk to them. Like, what? Like, what? Like, don't
But
do that.
that
Like,
was the same thing with Incognito in Miami, the left guard.
Yeah, Richie
Richie.
Incognito.
Rich
Richie.
Incognito, when they were the whole hazing bit, and they said he used the N word. He's in a locker room full of guys, and I can see a situation where if they give him a pass because
that's what
they
I'm saying. Yeah, and see that.
he's in
I'm
a
not go ahead, though. My
yeah,
bad.
I got a friend, and I think about him. I have a friend that I worked with that I'm still friends with to this day. He's a white guy. He's about an inch taller than me, and if you didn't look at him and look at his complexion, you wouldn't even know he's white because he acts black to me. And I remember the first time we were at work one day, dude is in the back singing country grammar, and I looked at him. I'm like, what you know about country grammar? And he knows every hip hop tune. And if like
It's
if
still not
it
okay
yeah, he
though.
looks white as snow, but you would think he's a brother from another mother.
Just because
Just the way he acts and the way he carries himself.
just because someone knows how to sing the Canadian national anthem doesn't mean they're Canadian.
I mean
I'm just using it as
Okay, I just heard the clip. He used ER. He said, "Hey nigger."
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I'm
even
sure.
worse.
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
looking at the clip. He said, and it was very, like,
he was
very
mad,
casual.
right? He was
No,
losing or something.
it was actually
Wow.
very
What
casual.
was
No, it was
It was
casual,
very
man.
casual. I
Casual.
mean, like, it was calm and everything. It's like, hey
But
nigger.
why did he do it? Was it he was
I
racing
think
and
he was talking
losing?
about. He was trying to get his spotter or something like that. And he just.
Oh,
Let me see if I can play it again.
Nah, that's horrible. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
But listen how calm he is. Listen.
You can't hear me? Hey, nigga.
That's that NASCAR,
And
baby.
that's his man. He was talking to his spotter. Really?
It was very
Why?
casual. It was very.
I
I
don't
forgot about
understand
that.
that.
It was very
That's
casual.
that Confederate flag in the infield.
That's very casual.
But
I
Go
look.
ahead,
Let me
go ahead, 'cause we're gonna wrap up. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me say this. A lot of it, like obviously, where you grow up and what some people get accustomed to and things like that. All I'm saying is when I was a teenager growing up, like you wouldn't. That was like you couldn't do that. Like nobody wasn't giving no passes or anything like that. And as I've gotten older, I've been reducing how much I say because it becomes a point where you say it, then other people feel like they can say it, and then it becomes a big old thing. That's why in the 2K community, I started using the term brother. I call everybody brother, no matter if you white, black, whatever. Like, so we don't even say that around me.
It's like you don't say it because you be like, I want to eliminate all confusion. If I ain't saying it,
Exactly.
don't say it around me.
I don't like my players saying it or anything. Like,
Yeah,
so.
that's a culture thing. We spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah, but but
Yeah.
he needs to stop.
if we're in the barbershop, we're around folks and stuff like that, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Okay.
And that's true. That's real. That's not the fairest thing, but it is what it is.
It's
Plus,
real, and
yeah,
my white friends, you can't get mad. I'm sorry, because you say it
yeah.
around me, we're gonna have some problems.
Well, we
So,
need to get
yeah,
rid of it altogether. If you ask me, one,
that's a
two,
different story. Absolutely.
two. This is something that's going to sit. It's going to be a stain on his career, because even though he's being reinstated, with NASCAR, you got the high guys, you got the low guys. He's a tremendous driver. He was an up and coming driver. He's a very good driver. But what he has now lost is he lost sponsorship. He's lost his ride. So now he's got to kind of rebuild
Although
himself.
Chip Ganassi did say you're basically done for this year. Get better. We think you can come back from this.
Okay.
The president did say that you can come back from this, and maybe even back with us. Contract
now,
is up. That was the last of his contract. He's reinstated as of January 1st.
Right. Now, here's the thing. Is he going to be able to get back with Ganassi? If he is, then that's a win for him. But if he's not able to, then he's got to start with not good equipment. He's going to get it with another racing team. He's probably not going to win as much. And it's about sponsorship and winning. So he was in a good position before.
Too bad for him. Don't use the word.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
But I'm just saying that even though he's being reinstated, unless he can get back with Ganassi, it's not like he's not paid a price. He's paid a price.
Oh, he's paid a price. He's gone for a year. I mean, that's lost money. Lost wages. Yeah.
But an even bigger price is if he has to go with a lower team and he's losing now.
Right. On Twitter, some of the people were saying it was a little flippant, a little playful. He knew immediately, like you could tell he got quiet. Like,
It wasn't even with the A, it was the ER.
It was the ER. And it was very casual.
Yeah, but he was talking to someone he knew, like
I
don't understand. I don't understand.
To a spotter. Now, I don't know if the spotter was African American or whatever, but he was talking to a spotter or something.
That's a good question. Like, why would you say that to your spotter? Why?
I'm gonna move on.
Is he confused?
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully he has found the error of his ways. Back on the field, Juju Smith-Schuster, budding young star receiver with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big gamer, big esports personality. Does a lot with brands and sponsors and things of that nature. He has this new company, a gaming company, clothing line, and everything coming out. It's called Team Diverge. He's still going to do some things with his sponsor. He still has some things he has to do in the realm, but he's trying to start like a company. Get some people on his team and start an organization, if you will. I like the premise of it. They're trying to get like-minded folks. They want it to be as professional as possible. He's got a good group behind him. I'm all in on what Team Juju is trying to do, Juju Smith-Schuster, and trying what we talk about this, guys, this convergence, this confluence of entertainment, sports, athletes, TV, all of it together, gaming, how all of this is sort of, mixing together. I love it.
No, I do too. Juju's a gamer. I mean, and it's known. I mean, so like, I really admire a lot of the athletes, entertainers, whoever. I mean, especially when they're in the gaming, and now he's getting really involved in creating his own organization. That's going to be basically a crossover hub with culture, gaming, and everything. I mean, I'm sure
that's exactly what it is. It's culture and lifestyle. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's going to be I'm sure he's going to do a lot of major collaborations with some of the other bigger esports organizations, as he's already been doing anyway.
FaZe is definitely in on one of them. Yes.
Right. So it's it's funny because a lot esports wasn't a thing. Like it didn't used to be. It didn't used to be a thing, and now that you see more people getting involved and really like understanding the lane, because a lot of people look at it from the outside and they hear about the money, they see the money, but they don't realize the footwork and everything else that's involved. So I think for him, actually being a gamer and being involved in a lot of other different organizations, he has a feel, and hopefully he uses this platform to help get other people opportunities within gaming, whether it's content creation or whatever. Because I think a lot of times when people hear gaming, all they just think of you holding control. Like they don't look at all the other avenues that can be created behind that. And especially, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, if he's helping, Diverge, that has to have some symbolism in it. I mean, and
it's TD, Team Diverge, and he catches a lot of TDs. He did talk about that. So there's a correlation with football.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of that diversity, like in bringing that into esports, and helping different brothers and sisters that want to get into esports and helping them. So I think he's gonna do great. I mean, he's an awesome football player, great personality, a nice looking cat. Like I think he's gonna blow up and make something out of it.
I like it that it's sort of athlete led and sort of athlete sponsored. I like how they're trying to have this convergence and um, they talk about it's like a hub, sort of a crossover. I'm all about that because that's bringing in new people, a different audience. So I'm all about it. I just love everything that he stands for right here and what he's trying to grow. And why not take advantage of this and have your own thing, right? Right, Derwin?
Yeah,
That's basically
yeah.
what this comes down to. Because he's still got, sponsorships and partnerships that he's got to do with Phase and all these other larger
Right.
brands. But then he's got his own thing too. Good,
Go,
Derwin.
go, Kev. Well, Kevin has something to say.
All right, so
And he's got streetwear, like I talked about. He's got apparel and a clothing line
yeah,
too.
that's all cool and everything, but I just hope that I like that he's trying to do his own thing, his own org, but I would like him to stay stay independent, like not depend on other
Well, maybe he will,
traditional
but
like
he's got to, but he's
you
got to
don't
finish
have
out those.
to
He's got to finish out those contracts though, so you can't,
Right.
can't
contract.
toss him
Who
for
do you
that.
have contracts with?
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, he's probably got sponsorship deals. I mean, off the wazoo, probably somebody's probably paying
No,
him.
no,
I
no, no.
mean,
What I'm saying is that you don't have to you ain't gotta be connected with Phase.
Phase. Oh, okay.
You ain't gotta
Yeah.
do all that, man. Have your own thing. You're more famous than them. This is the thing I don't understand. I'm yo, do it on your own. Make your own. That the thing is with LeBron's son, Bronny, right? Johnny Faze. I'm like, why are you Bron? Maverick. You can't put together a org, man. For real?
Clutch esports, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
Drake. You really gotta invest in 100 things. You can't
Do your own thing.
we can do our own thing.
All right.
You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
they talk about they intend to sign and develop collaborations with other notable pro players, content creators, athletes, musicians, and celebrities. They're going to also start up a gaming house to serve as sort of like a content production hub, launching the apparel line I was talking about. But he's got multiple collaborations. They talk about with Adidas, Me Undies, and FaZe Clan. So, um, look, I like the fact that he's trying to bring in other content creators. So hell, we sort of fall into that. So they
Yeah.
want to do some collaborations and things of that nature. No, I'm all for it because I
Yeah.
want to hook up with sports people, sports minded people. I mean, I'm not into all the other nonsense and the shooter games and RPGs. I don't know what the hell all that stuff is.
Yeah, but
Give me
but
sport.
but but lately, especially since late May, going into
Mhm.
here, you always see online. I always see on Twitter about, oh yeah, we're gonna feature minority gamers, black gamers, so on and so forth, and they just play lip service to it. They're still doing it. I mean, we see this every day. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's people like Juju, people like LeBron.
Sure.
I feel like they have
What
the chance to do that.
he's saying he did say exactly what you want, which is he's trying to build his own platform and bring everybody else up. He says, I'm not just trying to be a popular figure in gaming for myself. I'm trying to build a special organization that is a platform for others. In creating my own organization instead of joining one of the big established ones, I know I choose a different path that most of my position would do. So he's saying those right things.
Sure. So yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
Mhm.
So that was
And
yeah.
and
And your boy Karen Gill is the guy that's the co-founder and chief operating officer. He's the one I'm going to talk to tomorrow.
and the
That's
one
dope.
thing that this is probably one of the most positive things that have come out of COVID. I mean, without COVID running rampant since March, it's brought light to esports that probably wouldn't have been there before. People would be stuck at home, no sports to watch on TV. So now the spotlight went to esports and it's pretty much flourished. It's
Yeah.
blossomed. So unfortunately, we lost a lot of people, but this is one of the positives that's come out of it. Everybody's online trying to do something, trying to get into esports. And now esports is way more famous and you got more athletes. I think the athletes getting involved in it is better
That's why I'm paying attention.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, because this he's Juju's a Steeler. Steeler has a huge following. So if you like
The
Juju and the
national brand.
Steelers,
Absolutely.
it's
It's
a
a national
national
brand.
brand.
You
You're gonna
don't
want
need
to,
to link up with other
yeah, you
orgs.
want
You
to
ain't
know
gotta do
what
that
Juju's
shit, man.
doing, and Juju's still a young guy, and he's a likable guy. So people are gonna follow him and want to be interested in whatever it is that he's doing.
I like the fact that they had a camera on the field Sunday. We showed a couple of pictures of it. I don't know if you guys saw it. If you cycle through those pictures again, you'll see him on the field. That was his own camera crew. It looks like capturing the shot because I got it from the Team Diverge website and things of that nature. So they're trying. Karen Gill, the guy, he's the co-founder and chief operating officer. He said the gaming community has grown immensely in recent years. You've seen collaborations with athletes in traditional sports with these popular gaming organizations, but to some degree, they've become stale and repetitive. So look, they're saying everything that we're talking about. You're right. Proof's in the pudding. You're absolutely right, Coach K. We're gonna see because we're gonna ask them questions. We ain't gonna hide.
We have a name for that. We keep that there.
No, it's called poofy.
No, it's the K word. All right.
Compete Forever Black News Channel. We got to get her because Coach K and OG have to go. Saturday, episode 21, Foxwoods. Joe Morrell on TV this weekend. It just hit me. Joe was on TV this weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 4 times, brother. I'm gonna send you some clips too. You better post
a bang up job.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you some clips. What cable system do you have?
I got Optimal.
No, it's not on Optimum. That's the one cable system black man.
I know.
Get that Spectrum app.
Yeah.
Spectrum app.
Well, I'll watch it. I'll send you some clips on DirecTV, so you can send it out. I'll just text them to you. So 20, 30-second clips for you.
Okay, cool.
Make sure you put them out there, man. All right.
I will. Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. All right. And then don't talk crazy about Cam Newton and Cap. Don't do that. No cap.
It's kind of funny that Cam Newton's facing Cap's old team this Sunday.
I know. This Saturday and Sunday, Black News Channel. You can catch it on Dish Network, Comcast Xfinity, Charter Spectrum, and also DirecTV, ATT Uverse. Saturday, 11 a.m. And 6 p.m. Eastern. Also Sunday, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern. Madden, Foxwoods Winter Series Finals. It was from Foxwoods Resort Casino, the largest resort casino in North America, this past February. Myself and who was on it with
Sean Mulcahy.
Sean Mulcahy, yes, the former NFL tight end. And
Vilma.
That's right. Vilma was on there.
David Echeverria.
This daggone dude, and I hope Bill was watching. This daggone dude said, "Man, you know how y'all can get more views?
Yeah.
Y'all need to have Madden players in the community communicating the game." It's like, shut up.
It was that Sunday at 368, and then that Saturday it's like, all right,
okay,
put your money up.
They want to see Madden guys like
it was fun though. It was fun.
It's like America do not know who you are, dude. Trust me, they do not have a clue who you are.
We had DJ Nation up there.
Yeah,
it was cool, man.
Yeah, but now Durbin did a good job. John Beast, I think, won that one, right?
Yeah, he won. Yeah.
Well, hopefully we can get back to the casinos. It looks like Rivers, they've been approved. Little Birdie told me that today, that they can have us in there to do something. So maybe not in the sports book, but we could go to a banquet hall or something like that on property. So I'm trying to set
like
something
the last one.
Yeah, be in contact with you. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Throw up the A's for everybody. Yeah, throw them up. Renee, Snook, Diddy, Serena, Kim. We'll see you guys. Thanks for watching esportsXTRA, the only live call-in sports show talking traditional sports, esports, and gaming. We'll see you tomorrow. I got to work. I don't know. Might be 6 o'clock. Let's go ahead and make it 6 o'clock, just so I can get the
do it from the studio.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
That
dog will not hunt.
Gary signed off on it.
Gary who? What, Morgenstern? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You don't even know Gary.
We're cool, man. We're cool. Remember the meeting?
Yeah, that's true. All right.
All right.
One more time, man. One more time. Throw them up. Serena. Everybody. All right, bye. We'll see you tomorrow. 6 p.m. Eastern. esportsXTRA. Bye.